be seated. Good morning and welcome, graduates, families, and distinguished guests. My name is Ramana Autry, and I have the honor of serving as the Dean of the Atkinson Graduate School of Management. On behalf of the faculty, administrators, staff, advisory board members, and trustees, welcome to the Atkinson Graduate School of Management's commencement ceremony in this 184th year of Willamette University. At this time, Chaplain Ken Weitzma will give the invocation. Ken.
Well, good morning. As Dean Autry said, my name is Ken Weitzma, and I get to serve as the university chaplain here, and it's an honor to be with you this morning. And to the graduates, congratulations on achieving something that can't be taken from you. As we gather for this commencement ceremony at Willamette University, we pause in gratitude for this moment, for this community, and for the journey that has brought all of you to this day. Today is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, and growth, and over the years, you have been shaped not only by the classrooms and coursework, by friendships, challenges, conversations, and the shared life of this university community. And now you leave this place carrying not only degrees, but responsibility. At Willamette, we often speak about the call to turn knowledge into action, to use what has been learned in service to the world around us. One of Martin Luther King Jr.'s most famous sayings, ironically to a group of junior hires, but relevant to all of us, is this, that life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? So may you, the graduates, go forward with wisdom, compassion, and the courage to contribute meaningfully in a world that deeply needs thoughtful and principled leadership. So may I offer a short prayer of invocation. Creator, may this day be filled with joy, pride, reflection, and hope. May the graduates of Willamette University go forward with clarity of purpose, generosity of spirit, and a deep commitment to serving the world around them. Amen.
Of the students participating today, 3 are earning their JD MBA, 13 are earning their BA MBA, and 17 are earning their MBA. Included in this group are 6 MBA MS Data Science students and 1 one-year MBA graduate who will earn their degrees in August. Congratulations to all of you. Acknowledging the faculty's impact on the personal, intellectual, and professional development of these graduates is both fitting and necessary. Will the Atkinson faculty please stand and allow us to thank you for your many contributions. We will now recognize the newly inducted members of Beta Gamma Sigma and Pi Alpha Alpha. Will each of you please stand? You have been honored with membership in Beta Gamma Sigma and Pi Alpha Alpha and wear the colors of blue and gold because of your achievements in scholarship service in the business, government, and not-for-profit sectors. Next to be recognized are the students graduating with academic honors. These students have earned a 3.8 or higher grade point average. Each wears a white cord symbolizing the academic and personal excellence. Please stand. And now it is my pleasure to announce the graduates have earned the highest GPA. Congratulations to Nathan Hawes and Rowan Srinivasan Babu, each of whom has earned an impressive grade point average. We'd now like to acknowledge our military veteran graduates who are wearing a red, white, and blue cord. Nathan Navarez served in the United States Marine Corps from 2008 to 2013. Jefferson Van Domelen served in the United States Army from 2013 to 2018. Thank you both for your service. And now, please join me in welcoming Papa Amalimala, 2025 to 2026 President of the Atkinson Student Association.
All right. Thank you, Dean Romana. Good morning, everyone. Faculty, staff, families, friends, alumni, most importantly, the AGSM class of 2026. So I'll keep this brief. One of the things this program taught us all is that no presentation should ever go over 5 minutes. After surviving PACE, I think we all developed a very specific superpower, the ability to say absolutely anything with complete confidence whilst your hands are shaking under the table. AGSM gave us a lot to survive. Professor Jim Osler grilling us mid-sentence, Professor Mike Hand spiking a marker after finishing a point like he just won Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Honestly, that energy was valid. Professor Thompson already knowing the answer before you finish the question, that man is not teaching, he's time traveling. But somewhere between the presentations, the deadline, the networking events, the Thursday night out, brown water, and the group chats that will never be made public, something shifted, quietly, irreversibly. For me, the clearest memory of AGSM is in a classroom. It's the student lounge. Back in the mud building and later in Kaneko, there was almost somebody there, doing homework, talking about life, complaining about assignments, helping each other study, and sometimes just sitting there because Dane didn't really want to go home. It became home. And none of that was an accident. On our first day, Dean Romana told us exactly what was coming. The program would be transformational, intense, not always pleasant. We would have moments of joy, frustration, exhaustion, and moments together that would create a tight-knit community. She gave us 4 things to hold on to: embrace the challenge, lean on each other, practice professionalism, mutual respect and competence, and have fun. Because there is joy in mastering something. And we lived all of that, because she saw us before we saw ourselves. The truth is, I actually did not come to AGSM looking for any of that. I came here because I needed a pivot. The MBA felt like a lifeline, and if I'm being honest, there were moments where I genuinely questioned whether I had made the right decision. The financial pressure, the fear of starting over, the fear of being too late. I know I wasn't the only one carrying that. Because behind every resume in this room is a real story that doesn't fit neatly on paper. Stories of sacrifice, of balancing jobs, families, relationships, exhaustion, expectations. Different countries, different careers, different seasons of life. And yet, we made it work. In Ghana, where I'm from, there's a proverb. In Satianyina Enyepe. All fingers are not the same. Some are long, some are short, some are strong. Some need others to hold on to, but every single one, every finger, still has purpose. That was us. Different in almost every way, including age, personalities, and ambitions. Sometimes we clashed. Sometimes group projects tested the absolute limits of human patience. You know exactly which projects I'm talking about. So do the professors, so let's all move on. But we still showed up for each other. And I think that's the most important thing that the program gave us. Not a framework, not a model, not another acronym. The experience of being genuinely different people who chose again and again to figure it out together. As student body president, I learned quickly. Leadership is not making everybody happy. It's showing up anyway. And AGSM gave us people who modeled this every single day. Our professors did not have to be here. They had options. They chose to invest their time, their energy, their knowledge in us. That's not nothing, that was everything. Now, today is also a special day for another reason. Today is Mother's Day. And for me personally, today is my mother's birthday. The universe has a sense of humor. Apparently, so does my mother. So to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day, and happy birthday, Ma. My mother raised 5 children with a level of sacrifice and love I still don't have capacity to fully understand. If you think I'm tenacious, you should meet her. She's the blueprint. I'm just a rough draft. She believed me long before my life made any sense on paper, when my path looked unconventional, when I doubted myself, when I kept saying I wanted to go to law school with no idea how I would get there and all the failures that came with it. She never stopped. And I know I'm not alone in that. Because sitting in this room today are mothers, fathers, partners, siblings, friends, people who carried us when we couldn't carry ourselves, who checked in when we went quiet, who prayed when they didn't know what else to do, who reminded us who we were when we had completely forgotten, because none of us made this alone. And some of our dreams survived only because someone else kept believing in them for us, even when we put them down. So today, yes, celebrate. You earned it. But take one moment to look at the people who walked this with you, because this degree belongs to them too. To the class of 2026, we may all not know exactly what comes next. Some of us are stepping into new careers. Some of us are still figuring it out. Some are beginning chapters that don't have a title yet. But here's what I know. We are not the same people who first walked into AGSM. We are stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more resilient, more aware that success is never something that you build alone. The world has no idea what is about to walk out of this room. So thank you. Thank you for the memories, the friendship, the laughter, the stress, the growth, and the community. And Mom, thank you for never, ever stopping. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Angela Wilhelms, President and CEO of Oregon Business and Industry. Angela Wilhelms is a native Oregonian with a career in public service spanning more than 20 years. She is the President and CEO of Oregon Business and Industry, a statewide association that advocates on behalf of businesses of all sizes, from all industries and in all parts of the state, on a wide variety of issues important to Oregon's employers. At OBI, Angela leads a team committed to creating a healthy, prosperous, and competitive economy in Oregon. Prior to her role at OBI, Angela practiced business law at the Portland firm of Dunn Carney, was a senior administrator at the University of Oregon, and spent several years as Chief of Staff for the House Minority Office and House Co-Speaker's Office. She also has experience in communications, campaign management, and corporate finance. Angela received an undergraduate degree in finance from Santa Clara University, and her JD and MBA from Willamette University's Joint Degree Program. She loves to travel, is a certified official with USA Track and Field, and serves on the boards of Sport Oregon, the Oregon State Capitol Foundation, and the Common Sense Institute's Oregon chapter. Please welcome Angela Wilhelms.
Do you like how the first thing I did was touch the mic, despite the sign right here, don't touch the mic? So see, it doesn't matter how many degrees you get, there's always something to learn. Dean Autry, members of the faculty and staff, thank you for inviting me to be here today. Friends and family, especially mothers, a warm greeting on what is no doubt a very proud day. And to you, the graduates of the 2026 Atkinson class, congratulations. It's an honor to stand before you, but know, however, that we are all actually behind you as you embark on your next adventure. You know, in many ways, it feels like yesterday when I was sitting where you are. In many ways, it also feels like ages ago. But time has that weird way of warping in our minds, doesn't it? You probably feel the same. It was probably just like yesterday when you went to your orientation and met your PACE group. Those days also probably feel like forever ago, given that you've learned so much, done so much, and probably grown a bit too. But now, this is done. It's interesting that they call the concluding ceremony of an academic experience a commencement. But the conferral of your degrees is not about the end of your education. It is, in fact, about what comes next, the start of something new, the commencement of the rest of your story. But before I continue, I actually need to back up and offer a relatively big disclaimer. I don't understand commencement speeches. I don't get them. I've been through several as a graduate, an aunt, a friend, even a university executive. And during each, I generally find myself thinking probably what some of you are, what is the point here? Other than to prolong the anticipation for the thing you're all actually here for. I mean, you just spent a decent chunk of time, probably a decent chunk of money to get to this point. Can't we just get to it already? You've learned what you need to learn. You've proven your mettle in a graduate level program, some of you more than one. So why do you have to sit here and listen to some random person offer unsolicited advice? And I don't actually know the answer to that. But I know two things that are true no matter how far out of school you've been. The first is you will have nightmares years from now about not having the requirements to get your degree. That never goes away. The second is that there is just something inherently scary when the dean calls asking you to do something. So you just say yes in case there's some weird loophole you don't know about where they can take back your degrees if you don't comply. So in the spirit of abundant irony, the person who doesn't really understand and hasn't really ever believed in commencement addresses is nonetheless going to take a few minutes afforded to me to dole out some of that unsolicited advice, but I will do so expeditiously. I've had a varied career, and throughout it, the privilege of working with some extraordinary leaders, successful business people, including Fortune 100 CEOs, effective and impactful politicians from both parties, brilliant researchers, innovators, inventors, national media and sports personalities, and others I'm pretty sure who could just lead anything they touch to triumph. I have been so lucky to work with these folks and promise myself every day not to take those moments for granted, to learn as much as I can. I study them intently, and not in that creepy, stalkerish way, but in a professional development sort of way, and try to glean what I can, and I thought that I would share with you a few things that I've noticed that all of them have in common, framed against the backdrop of words wiser than I. So let's start with a Robert Frost quote that I love. "The best way out is always through." The most extraordinary colleagues and leaders have an unquestionable sense of resilience, or some might say grit. It didn't manifest the same for everyone, and it won't for you either, but they had it. You will make mistakes. You will fail. Things will take longer than you believe they should. People will disappoint you. You will disappoint others. Systems will break. Obstacles will arise. But none of that is the point. What matters is how you choose to rebound, how you learn, regroup, and move forward from adversity with that renewed optimism and some new insight. Don't misunderstand. While moving forward, that doesn't mean you can't. Reflect, pause, be upset. You should. But again, it's how you choose to move forward. That's what matters. Nothing replaces the passion, focus, and perseverance embedded in your resiliency. A Teddy Roosevelt quote for you. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Dreaming big is good. Having the confidence that you can realize those dreams, that is good. But remaining grounded with a strong sense of humility, that is an imperative. Not that fake kind that we can all sniff out, but genuine humility that allows you to know when you need help, allows you to remain kind even when tough or firm, and allows you to see vulnerabilities in time to prepare for them. It also allows you to execute with confidence, but without arrogance. As you transition today from this formal schooling to all that comes next, I thought of this Mark Twain quote. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. In today's context, I think of this as a reminder just simply to never stop learning. The best among us are unfailingly curious. You are, especially today, certified smart people. You got yourself into and through one or more graduate level programs. You know a lot, but you do not know everything. None of us does. So be curious and always open to learning more. Don't confuse schooling with being smart or even educated. Ask questions, read, seek counsel. Recognize that those around you, regardless of their degree or title or background, have something to teach. Be a student of history and of current events, of people and of places, and always be a student of the environment around you, not only so you know how to fit into it, but so you know how to better it. And finally, a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you. Be you. I know, you've heard it before. It's in every children's book you ever read. But what I mean is be authentically you. Research shows that it is actually physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausting, if not harmful, to be someone you are not. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stretch yourself, try new things, buck your own instinct once in a while, and it certainly doesn't mean you can say no to whatever your boss puts in front of you because you simply are uncomfortable with it. But authenticity is one of the most powerful traits any leader, entrepreneur, colleague, friend can have. Authenticity is the basis for trust and candor, for respect and support, and authenticity is undervalued, especially in a time when curated algorithms are telling us what we're supposed to do, like, eat, watch, buy, whatever. Authenticity is undervalued, but it should never be underestimated. Resiliency, humility, curiosity, and authenticity have never failed me, nor those I've worked with who have succeeded. Though you will be challenged at times to remember to embody each, I believe that they will not fail you either. So I'll leave you with one final quote from a tech entrepreneur. Celebrate endings, for they precede new beginnings. Congratulations to you on this day of endings and this day of new beginnings. And good luck as you forge your own authentic path to a future of endless opportunity. Thank you.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration for Business, Government, and Not-for-Profit Management please stand? President Thorset, these persons have been recommended by the faculty for degree conferral from Willamette University. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend these candidates be awarded their degrees.
Have we built up enough tension yet? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Willamette University and by the State of Oregon, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I now award you the degree of Master of Business Administration for Business, Government, and Not-for-Profit Management. As evidence thereof, you will receive the diploma of graduation bearing the seal of the university and the signatures of the proper officers of the corporation. Congratulations, graduates.
Kira Adamson. Sarah Al-Huseinat. Papa Amuafu Amalema. Anthony Avancino. Samantha Borngasser. Donovan Cazares Jaramo. Edgar Cazares. Rami Deer. Charles Furbett. Adrian Gonzalez Frias. Jackson Garrett. Rocco Granucci. Rodney Gray. Nathaniel Haas. Jamie Hazeman Bowler. Dane Heron. Elizabeth Hillier. Emily Nguyen. Kehinde Ikuyinminu. Alexander Jackson. Nina Krasner Sobolski. Andre Leaf. Francisco Luzania. Esteval Martinez Sanchez. Bandile Masilela. Noreen Mati. Nathan Navarez. Cameron Patalaro. Carolina Pinillos Suncion. Shay Richardson Pepper. Vesta Salih. Royce Samaniego. Rohan Srinivasa Babu. Simon Thompson. Haipe Tian. Catherine Treadwell. Aiden Tubaji. Jefferson Van Domelen. James Willis. Anthony Worst.
Friends and family, I present Willamette University's Atkinson Graduate School of Management class of 2026. I am delighted to add my own congratulations on behalf of the university community and to welcome all of those who support you and join us today in celebration of this milestone. Graduates, not very long ago, I welcomed you to the Atkinson School during your orientation, and I promised I would be back in 2 years to mark this moment with you. And here we all are. You leave here with a Willamette MBA, but more than that, you carry with you new fluencies, the ability to hold complexity, to see across silos, to translate analysis into impact. That's preparation for leadership in a world that desperately needs it. At Willamette, our mission is to prepare graduates to turn knowledge into action. And as you've heard, what we celebrate today is not just your hard work here, but how you will transform these experiences you've had into meaningful work out in the world. It is not an easy world that you are entering. In an age where information is abundant but wisdom scarce, your Willamette education has helped you to develop the discernment to distinguish the expedient from the right and self-interest from the common good. You graduate at a time when many of the institutions we have long trusted are under pressure, if not under siege. The pace of change can feel disorienting. Long-settled norms and structures are being questioned, reshaped, dismantled. To take just one recent example, in the very short time you have been here, we've seen AI move from a futuristic idea to everyday reality. It's reshaping industries, restructuring workflows, and redefining what it means to lead. But as Atkinson alumni, you know that this kind of disruption doesn't just open new opportunities to maximize productivity and profit. You know that the most important decisions can't be reduced to algorithms. The data that is processed faster or in greater volume may augment, but can never replace human judgment about what matters, what is ethical, what serves the common good. Your comparative advantage will always be in asking better questions, understanding societal context, and maintaining an ethical compass grounded in well-considered human values. This makes your Willamette education more vital than ever, not only as preparation for a career, but as preparation for the generational responsibility that you now bear. That responsibility is not simply to preserve what you inherit, but to reimagine and to rebuild, to shape institutions that are equal to the demands of this time, grounded in enduring values of justice, equity, and democratic responsibility. We look to you, class of 2026. You must always remember that your most meaningful impact will be how you contribute to creating a more sustainable and equitable future for us all. You will always be part of this university. We will take pride in your successes. We will remember you, we will tell stories about you, and we hope that you will remember this place, your professors, and each other. Stay in touch with one another, reach out to other alumni for support, be alumni who will be there for future students, and come back for reunions. Continue to nurture your Willamette friendships. But for now, class of 2026, I'll bestow upon you the traditional Willamette President's Blessing. When you depart from this commonwealth of learning, may your life bring you some work of noble note. May you find meaning in your commitment to others, and may your memories of Willamette University be undying. Good luck and best wishes.
This concludes the Atkinson Graduate School of Management commencement ceremony. Please stay at your seat until the conclusion of the recessional. Afterwards, please join us for a brunch at Gowdy Commons. Please rise.